Alright, continuing our HTML5 Canvas video, we'll start here to look at text. Turns out this is pretty straightforward. You set the font on the graphics context. Then you render the text with either stroke text, which just draws the outline, or fill text, which draws filled in text. And you pass the XY coordinate for where you want the text to start on the screen. In the demo, I adjust the text size dynamically. I'll explain that when we look at the code, and I rotate the text. I also double render the text, first with the fill text and then again with the stroke text with a different color to create an outline. Again, the colors are all randomized, and I'm using the pattern I've used previously. Oh, I forgot, I did use jQuery in this one, so this shows you how to use the jQuery. There are no jQuery specific canvas things, it's just the jQuery we've learned already. Here's the sample text program. This uses the model I've shown you previously with the render button. You can see at the very bottom here I have the code that controls the render button, and it basically is using a timer, so this will continue to redraw itself. If you come in here, you'll see I get the element by ID. Again, we're using jQuery now, so that's the window on load equivalent of jQuery. And actually, that's kind of funny. I forgot to fix this, so while I'm here, I'll do that. And we use jQuery for this as well. Got by me here. So we get the canvas. The first thing we do here is we use the translatives I've shown you before, and I translate the upper left corner to the center of the screen to use the coordinate system we kind of grew up with when we were in grade school and we learned coordinates. And then here in the draw function, notice the clear rectangle is actually using the new coordinates. So instead of running from 0 to 800 in both dimensions, it's now negative 400 to 400 in both dimensions. So that clears the screen, and that'll happen every time we do the draw. This X1 is the position where we're going to draw the string. You'll see that here in a second. We have total line. I kind of played around with this to make it fit, and so I have it set now for 20. Really, that should, lines of text. It's going to iterate 20 times and draw a line of text. We begin our path, set the line width to 2. I get two sets of colors, one for the fill and one for the stroke. Here we set the stroke style, which is the outline color, and the fill style, which is going to fill and be the background color of the text. Here's the code that sets the font. And notice that I've interpolated a value here. So this is 20 plus the L, which is the counter for the loop, which is going to go to 20. So this will actually change the size of the text as we go around. And when I first did the program, I just had that hard-coded in as a straight value. So really you can see that this is 20px times New Roman. That's the name of the font. And this L will get added in, so it'll actually be 20, 21, 22, etc., all the way up to 40. That's just kind of a cool effect that we get. You can change the font here with different names. I've just used Times New Roman, and it seems to use the font styles that are available in CSS and HTML. Here we actually draw the background with the fill text, so that draws the filled text, and message is what we're drawing, and X1, Y1 is the position. And then we follow by stroking the same position to do the outline. And then this is just a neat little trick. I'm going to turn this off for now and I'll show it to you, and then we'll turn it back on. I'll show you what it does. And then notice I'm rotating. And I kind of like this style of, just makes the code understandable. So 2 times pi is 1 revolution. And then if I divide that by the total lines, which is really the total number of iterations, that means that I'm drawing that much of the circle. So the whole thing will draw 1 revolution as it goes through the loop. Okay? Now, I forgot to mention message is up here. And I was kind of thinking about the fact that I'm going to have you do a logo for your consulting company. So my virtual consulting company is called Wolf Cyberware, with a little bit of a pun here on the where. Alright, let's take a look at how this looks. And I think we'll go ahead and run it in Chrome this time. Whoops, forgot to save the settings. And again, now I have it set to run on the render, so it's not showing anything here until I click the button. And it's not working. Alright, what the hell? Let's go ahead and debug it here. I haven't done that with you for a while, so I did have it working. The only thing I changed was that jQuery stuff I just showed you. So I'll check that in a second here when I get the alright, let's see. What does that say? Uncut type error. Undefined is not a function. And that's going to be and that's kind of funny because undefined is not a function. I kind of suggest I screwed up the I got the pound sign in there. Let's go back into Dreamweaver and take a quick look here, see what's going on. Alright, so I changed this $, pound panel, and that's actually what's not working. That's kind of weird. Let's see, let's just take a quick look at the source here. I'm pretty sure it is called panel. Yep, it is called panel. So there's nothing wrong with that actually. Canvas equals $, pound panel. I was working a minute ago, so I know the jQuery itself is working. So that's kind of weird. Let's try a little experiment here. Oops. Close the... There it goes. Okay, so let's reload. And try again. Oh, there we go. That's very bizarre. Now, one thing that I unchanged was I had taken this little feature off here. So let me go ahead and show you this. We go down here, you can see that this is now unchecked, and so what happens is it's moving the start point over by 3 each time, and since we're looping through here 20 times, that's going to be 60 pixels. So basically, instead of getting a circular design, we get a sort of spiral because it opens out, and of course the text is getting bigger as it goes too. I hadn't thought to do this. I'll have to try one where I make the text get smaller actually. Let me go ahead and comment that out for you. And then let's run that again and see without that feature. Alright, here we go. Chrome again. And now you can see it's a circle instead, and it is set the interval, so it's like rewriting each time. And the other thing that's kind of interesting, I've seen this bug before. I've got this set back to stop, but it didn't change the text of the button. So even though the button will stop, and then I can start it again. I can't get the button text to change. That seems to be a bug. I found a note on, was it Slackdot, or I always forget the name of that thing. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. I found a note there about it, but it didn't really have a solution. Alright, let's go back into the code and see if we can get that jQuery function to work now. It's bugging the crap out of me. So canvas equals $, and then the pound, because it's a ID selector. And then we should be able to, oh, here we go. Let's do this too. Save all. Okay. Weird. I don't know why that is not working. That bugs the crap out of me. Alright, tools. What the hell? Developer tools. There we go. Undefined is not a function. I just do not get that. It works with the JavaScript syntax, but it doesn't work with the jQuery syntax. The funny thing is, down here, this works because the button stops and starts. .click function. That is bizarre. Alright, this looks like something I'm going to have to play with here, so let me fix it back so we can at least look at the text. That's really what I wanted to focus on. It is really annoying though, isn't it? I probably got something stupid I'm missing here, and you'll see it and laugh when you see this. That's alright. Alright. Here we go. Script.js. Let's just put that on back. Document dot get element by ID, and get rid of the pound sign, which we don't use with the JavaScript. And let's go ahead and test this one more time just to make sure it works now still. I think it does. I just ran it actually. We'll try Firefox this time. Yep, and there we go. And we can see the feed is going. I'll go ahead and turn back on that little feature that makes the text move out from the center in a sort of pseudo spiral. So I like that. I like the spirals quite a bit, and so it was kind of fun finding the code for that in the HTML5 cookbook, Canvas cookbook. And so one of the things I'm thinking about is writing a program where it uses the coordinates of the spiral to draw other things, for instance text or images or some other kind of shape or something like that. So I might play a bit with that. Alright, let's run it one more time. This time I'll reload it to catch the new code changes. Start her up. And there we go. And again, it's using the random color. So it's pretty easy to use text. One thing I haven't played with is there is one other option here, and that is when you do the fill text or stroke text, you can pass an extra parameter in here, which is optional, which is the maximum length in pixels. And I guess from the documentation it'll then truncate the text at that point. So sometimes in a web context that would be real handy. You don't want it to draw over the edge of the screen or anything like that. Although it doesn't seem to do that with the canvas anyway. But okay, so there you go. I think we'll call this a video. And I'll come back and let you know if I figure out what that deal is with the